The following is a presentation of 912 Sports. Welcome to On Air with 912 Sports, your number one source for high school sports. With Sean Smoke, Kevin Price, and Robbie Ross. On Air with 912 Sports is brought to you by Coastal Pines Technical College. Go Coastal. Prime South Bank. Find your prime. Robbie Robertson Ford, because Fords are cheaper in the swamp. Gibson Animal Clinic, practical solutions with limited fees. Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, the region's best orthopedic care. And Kim Smoke, licensed realtor with eXp Realty.
High schoolers, did you know that you can get a head start on your college career and save money at the same time through dual enrollment at Coastal Pines Technical College? Dual enrollment is open to high school juniors and seniors, tuition free. Talk to your high school counselor or visit coastalpines.edu for more information. Coastal Pines Technical College, an equal opportunity institution. Go Coastal.
It makes sense Prime South Bank would have a great mobile app. Nobody is as mobile as our customers. For a century, they've chased dreams, followed their hearts, took the road less taken, made a new path, taken leaps of faith. At Prime South, offering the latest digital banking, secure pay apps, and new online lending is part of a mobile tradition that goes way back. Life is mobile. So is Prime South. Find your Prime. Member FDIC.
Play it loud and rev it up. Robbie Robinson's got trucks built for tough.
Make your way to Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross, where the deals are bigger than ever. Looking for a stylish midsize car, a spacious SUV, or a truck that performs at work and play? Robbie Robertson wants your vehicle and is paying top dollar. Now is the time to buy. Fords are cheaper in the swamp.
Welcome, sports fans, and thanks for watching On Air with 912 Sports. This week we've got a OTA camp over here at McIntosh County Academy. The Buccaneers, Coach Bradley Warren's hosting a big camp over here. Kevin, what do you say, 11 teams over here today, getting better for the start of the season. We're just about 3 weeks away. We've got a kind of a combination camp here today. We've got really an OTA where the teams are going with full pads, physical on physical, and then we've got 7-on-7s, and we've got a lineman camp. So Kevin, really today kind of encompasses everything.
Yeah, and Sean, you're right. I mean, basically we talk anymore about the preseason being all summer, but really after that 4th of July dead week, the preseason's really here. We're inside a month for scrimmages. We're exactly a month away from August the 18th and the season kicking off. So the team's really starting to kick it up another notch with the season drawing upon us.
Right, yeah, and I talked to Coach Kyle Hockman of the New Hampstead Phoenix and asked him about his roster and where he stands, and he told me he's about 90% sure of where his starters are going to be. So that's what they're going to do, Kevin, right here on camps like today, these last couple of weeks, is they're going to fill in those final 10% of those holes and be ready for the first scrimmage and then opening day on the 18th.
Yeah, a lot of these teams, Sean, pretty well know the playbook by this point. I mean, you still got new players and new positions, and they're fine-tuning things. Statesboro's here. They're probably still in some install phases, but with a new coach and all that. But a lot of these teams, they know the playbook in and out by now. It's really about execution. If you're still learning the basics at this point, you're way behind.
Yes, sir.
So a lot of these teams, like you say, kind of just shoring up things, fine-tuning things, but really kicking it up a notch, looking to fill some holes, looking for some depth, and just really kind of, like you say, he said they're 90% in terms of where they are with their starters. So a lot of these teams, well ahead of where back in the 80s or the 90s teams would have been at this point.
Exactly. You just been getting to football camp back in my day. I mean, maybe a week ago, definitely you wouldn't have done anything before the July 4th holiday. So football has definitely changed. But hey, listen, got a lot of great teams here. Got a lot of great players. As a matter of fact, watching Nate Hayes throw the ball around here, looks really good. Quarterback for Effingham. Got the two stars from Statesboro, and Cam McHale and the big linebacker. Like I said, Carson Sloan is here from Pierce County. So a lot of talents right here on these fields.
Yeah, we get to see a lot of the individual talent. We get to see a lot of the teams around the 912. Coach Warren talked with us about it. This is geared more toward the smaller schools, even though some of the bigger schools are here. We get to mingle with some of the coaches and some of the players and things that we'll get to talk to during the season. So it's good for all of us, Sean. We get to see names and faces, and a lot of the times you see these kids with helmets and shoulder pads and numbers on. You don't really know what they look like in the face until you get up close and personal with them. So this is good for us as well.
Exactly. And Kevin, we're just 2 Saturdays away from our big media day. Going to be over at Jessup at the Coastal Pines Technical College campus over there in Jessup. Talk to a bunch of coaches. Looking forward to that big event. It's going to kick off about 8:30 on Saturday morning. This thing's open to the public. So come on out, see your favorite players, see your favorite coaches, talk about the upcoming season there in Jessup. So make your plans. But hey, sit back, enjoy the show. We've got plenty coming your way. We've got coaches interviews. We got OTA. We got a chance to talk with Coach Bradley Warren about this event in detail. So stick around. We'll be right back here after these messages.
At Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, you don't have to be an athlete to get the region's best orthopedic care. Our board-certified orthopedic surgeons and physicians treat injuries and conditions that affect just about any joint or bone in your body. Plus, we're backed by the support of Southeast Georgia Health System. From fracture repair to joint replacement, Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery will get you moving again. Call 1-855-ASK-SGHS. That's 1-855-275-7447 or visit sghs.org/summit.
Gibson Animal Clinic is ready to help with your animals. From cats to dogs to horses, we treat them all. Calling us for grooming, bathing, boarding, and more serious things like surgery, dentistry, spay, neuter, immunizations, heartworm prevention, flea control, complete lab testing, radiology, preventive health care. Call us at 285-7678. Open Saturdays for your convenience. Gibson Animal Clinic. Practical solutions with reasonable fees. Russell J. Gibson, DVM.
Gibson Animal Clinic, 108 Riverside Drive, Waycross.
Hablamos español en nuestra clínica.
Welcome, sports fans. We're here with Coach John Ford, head coach of the Effingham Rebels. Coach is over here at the OTA. We're at McIntosh County Academy. Coach, appreciate your time today.
Hey, thank you guys for having me, and thank you for all you do to cover sports in the 912.
Coach, these camps these days, we're 3 weeks away from opening the season with scrimmages and stuff. Talk a little bit about how you and your staff are going to use today to get better.
Man, we've seen a bunch of different looks, seen a bunch of different good teams that are physical. Defensively, we've seen the 3 down, the 4 down, all sorts of things offensively. We've had to play spread teams that line up with a tight end, teams that line up with a tight end wing. So it gives you just a chance that you don't get going against yourself, to see everything under the sun, to get different reads, get different looks, and see teams that you're not used to have to come up and take on a block, have to get off the ball, have to have your stance and your eyes and your alignment and read your keys and all those things. That is football. I mean, we have been a 7-on-7 all summer, but at the end of the day, football comes down to blocking and tackling. Even though we're not tackling the ground here, we wouldn't want to violate any GHSA protocols for sure. But you've got to block, you've got to get off the block, and then you've got to track the hip and come to balance on a ball carrier. And that's real football. We're grateful the GHSA gives us the opportunity. It's just one of the many reasons that I think we've got the best state for high school football in the entire United States of America.
Well, Coach, let's talk a little bit about the Rebels. On the offense, you've got your strong quarterback, Nate Hayes, coming back to kind of run the show over there on that side of the ball. But talk about that side of the ball and who you're going to be relying on this year besides Nate.
You know, from an offensive standpoint, we lost a tremendous amount of production last year. Our spine we feel great about. We returned center Brady Meglin, quarterback Nate Hayes, tailback Jaden Evans. We've got some strong young guys in those positions as well, but we lost 4 seniors on the offensive line, and our top 4 receivers were seniors. So we've got a lot of production to replace, but we've got an unbelievable group of young men that are working. I mean, we've got 8 or 9 guys that are rolling a receiver. Coach Austin Osmond does an awesome job with the offensive line, and he's got 6 or 7 guys working for those 4 spots. And you know, they're competing every day and getting better, and that's what we just got to do. We just got to keep getting better. We can't worry about, August 11th or August 18th or August 19th, whatever, when That's out here in July. We just got to take the reps we get and get as good as we can with them.
Well, let's flip over to the defensive side of the ball and let's talk about some of those guys you're going to be counting on.
Yes, sir. Got a strong nucleus up front coming back. A lot of guys that played up front last year. We lose a great one in Keyshawn McCarr and Kyler Stone up front, but we've got Christian Dillon and Joe Polite back, who played a bunch of football last year. We feel great about them. Bryson Horton was an all-region inside linebacker last year. We had A.J. Butts to the mix, and we lost some of our outside linebackers experience-wise, C.J. Reese and Luke Roberts last year, but we've got 4 guys working for those spots, and Jamez Colt, Admari Colton, Tiandre Watkins are all working for those spots. Jade Marzette working for the spots, and we lost all 4 DBs. All 4 DBs were seniors. 3 of them signed with Division I or Division II colleges, so coaches have got their work cut out for them. To get new guys ready, but they're working, they're rolling 8 or 10 guys into those spots, and the kids are competing every day, and they're just working for what they get, and only eating what they kill, and that's all we can ask of them. So we love it, and grateful for them, and we just want to keep grinding and getting better.
Well, Coach, no easy days off on the region that you guys are in with the likes of Brunswick, Glenn, South Effingham, really tough teams, but talk a little bit about that region and what you see going into it this year.
I tell you what, it's a great region. We've got the 2 Glenn County schools, Brunswick and Glenn. Consider them heavyweights, and certainly I would. They're great coaches. Coach Grady and Coach Hidalgo do an awesome job. They got great players. They got a county that invests in football and provides them infrastructure. South Effingham hired Coach Purvis, and there's a lot of hype and a lot of excitement going on over there in Guyton, and so we've certainly got our work cut out for us. And then there's 3 Augusta schools. Don't sleep on what Columbia County is putting into football up there. I mean, we don't think about Augusta as a hotbed for talent, but Evans had freaking players last year. Grovetown had players last year that were tough, hard-nosed, physical. And Lakeside did a really, really good job last year. Had some athletes that get in space and get scary. So it's a really strong region. We've got a really tough non-region schedule, so we can't think too much about region schedule right now with the 4 teams in front of us with Richmond Hill and Burke and Southeast Bullock and Statesboro. So ain't going to be no easy Friday nights for us, but we wouldn't want it any other way.
Well, Coach, you guys go get better today, and we'll catch up with you down the road. Appreciate your time.
Appreciate you. Thank you. God bless. Go Rebels.
Coach, thanks for being here with us today. Just talk about this OTA at McIntosh and what Liberty County specifically is looking to get out of this.
Well, I can tell you the OTA at McIntosh, we came here last year. Coach Warren does a good job. It's a really controlled camp, thud. A lot of good teams here, a lot of good coaches, and our whole purpose here is just to get a little bit better, see some different things and get better, play hard, and just get better. That's what it's about, compete against good ball teams who are well-disciplined and work on us, trying to find some mistakes we make along the way so we can make adjustments between now and game 1.
And Coach, just talk about kind of the whole off season for Liberty. Has it been pretty good? And has there been any things in particular that y'all really wanted to emphasize this year?
It's been a pretty good off season for the most part. What we've been trying to emphasize is just trying to get bigger, faster, stronger. We lost a good group of seniors last year. We have a lot of young guys playing right now. I think we got 7 sophomores on defense starting right now, but they're playing hard, they're getting stronger, and they're playing fast. So we're just trying to really focus on getting them a little more experience, speed up their clock, get them experience as quick as we can before we start, because we'll be playing before you know it. So.
And talk about that, Coach. I guess really you're inside of a month before scrimmages, and really about a month away from the official start of the season on the 18th for everybody around the state. What are some 2 or 3 things maybe that y'all really need to try to shore up between now and then?
Definitely, I think get lined up on defense. That's the first thing. You see today we see a bunch of different stuff, tight in the wing, different stuff we normally don't practice against because we're more of a traditional spread. So getting guys used to getting lined up, not giving gaps up. And offensively, it's definitely tempo. We got to pick up the speed a little bit on what we're trying to do on offense. So those are our 2 main concerns as we move forward to week 1.
And Coach, you talked about losing a lot of seniors, a lot of young guys in the mix. You mentioned some sophomores already. Any guys that you've really been especially proud of here, particularly in the summer?
I would say my my returning quarterback, Carlos Singleton, and receiver, Ron Gold, both first team all-region last year. They've really stepped up and took a leadership role. They're basically, two of the vets in the middle of some other guys learning on the spot, and they've done a good job of leading by example and what it takes to be a Panther.
And Coach, I guess as hot as it is out here, y'all are probably in pretty good condition at this point, but you can certainly find out how well conditioned you are in this heat.
Yes, sir. I think we're in pretty good condition, but you can never be in good enough condition. But this heat will break you if you're not in condition, that's for sure.
All right, Coach. Well, good stuff, and we'll talk to you down the road.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
High schoolers, did you know that you can get a head start on your college career and save money at the same time through dual enrollment at Coastal Pines Technical College? Dual enrollment is open to high school juniors and seniors, tuition free. Talk to your high school counselor or visit coastalpines.edu for more information. Coastal Pines Technical College, an equal opportunity institution. Go Coastal.
Coach, just talk about this OTA today and what Long County's looking to get out of it.
It's just reps. It's reps in pads against really good competition. Big, strong, physical teams. Again, these South Georgia paddock camps in July. This is, our guys need this experience of getting some physical reps against some really good, really well-coached teams. We saw Metter earlier, just faced Vidalia, and then obviously those two programs speak for themselves, and we get to play Pierce next, the old region rival, and it's a great way for us to kind of judge where we're at and what growth we've made.
And I guess you maybe went through one of these in June, and then here you are at another one in July. Are you kind of looking at each of them as measuring sticks?
Yes, no doubt. In June, we went to Lowndes, and we were able to go over there and go against Lowndes, and Coach Carter was gracious enough to let us go over there for one day, and it was great. Obviously, we were in the indoor. It was no weather issues. We got lots of reps, and against really, really good competition. So it was really good for our kids to kind of see where they're at, and I love to get our kids places that they don't usually know and don't see. We know what Pierce is, we know about the App and our old region, Liberty, those guys we play all the time, we know about them. I want our kids to go and see some other folks, and so that's why it's really good for us to go there in June. It was great.
And Coach, basically, you're about a month away from, little less than a month from a scrimmage maybe, and certainly a month away from the season starting. Talk about where you are and kind of what you need to get done here in this last little month.
Yeah, it's we scrimmage August 4th. This calendar, man, we didn't do spring because a lot of our guys are running track, playing baseball. Our coaches are all coaching second sports. So we didn't do spring, and that affords us 2 scrimmages, but that means one of them is on August 4th, so it's going to happen very quickly. This last couple weeks is kind of solidifying, our best 22 guys. We're trying to play as many guys as we can one way. We do have some numbers this year that allow us to maybe do that in some spots. But at the end of the day, once the bullets start flying August 18th, our best 15, 20 guys have got to play. So right now we're just identifying who can help us in some of those second roles and who can get some reps and spell some of those starters on defense so they can come get some reps on O and that kind of thing. So really just solidifying that kind of too deep right now.
And Coach, obviously you guys have made some noise in the last couple of years. Even lining up in a thing like this, do you feel like y'all have gotten people's attention and maybe therefore your kids have to go a little harder too and step it up?
I think absolutely. I think that we saw that after the first year we had to go in a new region and schedule opponents, and all of a sudden we won 5 games and nobody wanted to play us. It was just harder to find opponents. Part of that is what we do offensively is different. But part of that is people saw some growth, and I expect our kids to want that. It's a challenge. We had to go and schedule a really good program like Toombs. We kept a local rival in Tatnall, and so I like to play those guys. I also want to challenge our kids, and there's no doubt that we've gotten better. But really the expectation is we've kind of met that. Our goal was to make the playoffs, so we've done that twice now, and now we got to find a way to win a playoff game. And there's a huge gap between folks that just qualify for the playoffs and folks that start winning playoff games, and that's our this year. We got to win a playoff game this year.
Hey, Coach, everybody kind of knows Amari and some of the big guys you got. Is there sort of an unsung hero or two that you've been proud of in the offseason?
We have some offensive linemen that about to go into their 3rd year with us that have really grown and really just embraced their role. Jacob Hewitt's a senior, started at right guard. He started every game for the last 2 years, and he's the big puller on trap and power, and he's a strong kid, state champion weightlifter. Just a great kid, and he's one of those kids on the line that just really, really kind of runs it for us. We got a quarterback battle right now. We got 2 kids that are both going to be seniors that have played, that are good players. And so, Zion Irvin and Jashawn Mangum and at quarterback battling it out, and Kenny Pickens on defense, Stephen Wyatt, a senior on defense. We got a big senior class of kids that have been here for a couple years now and understand that it's different than it was, and the expectations have changed.
Awesome, Coach. Well, keep up the good work, and I guess we'll see you at Media Day here pretty soon. Might see you on Twitter as well.
Hey, we'll be there, yes, sir.
All right.
At At Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, you don't have to be an athlete to get the region's best orthopedic care. Our board-certified orthopedic surgeons and physicians treat injuries and conditions that affect just about any joint or bone in your body. Plus, we're backed by the support of Southeast Georgia Health System. From fracture repair to joint replacement, Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery will get you moving again. Call 1-855-ASK-SGHS. That's 1-855-275-7447 or visit sghs.org/summit.
All right, we're here with Coach Warren and OTA up here at McIntosh County Academy on a real hot summer morning. But, Coach, talking about putting something like this together, I mean, really it's probably easier for you to go to an OTA versus hosting one. A lot of chores to do.
It's a whole lot easier to go to one than it is hosting one. There's just not a lot around. And a lot of them, the reason I started this, a lot of the bigger schools, 7A schools, had them, and it wasn't conducive to a single A environment. So we started running a smaller setting, and it's been really popular. We have over 600 players here today, 11 high schools.
We'll talk about that. There are a couple of bigger schools here like Statesboro and Effingham, but a lot of the smaller schools. Talk about that emphasis, because you really emphasize that to us.
Yeah, we wanted to hit it smaller, but there's people wanted in, and I had room, had the field, so we just divided it up where you're playing some good competition, some equal competition, somebody that may be a little better than you, so you can get better.
Is this pretty popular with everybody too, Coach? Because this is maybe the last week you can kind of do these things before everybody really starts concentrating on themselves. Is this a popular time to do this?
It is. We probably could have had 6-7 more schools. I just didn't have room. So maybe a 2-day event next year.
Well, talk about it. It was a padded camp earlier, but now you're going into 7-on-7 without the pad, so a little bit of a lighter workload there for the kids, but a lot of work still going to be done, and then a lineman's challenge. So you got a lot going on here today.
We do. We're going to throw some 7-on-7, just polish some things up. Normally we would do the 7-on-7 lineman challenge early. We finish with OTA, but we're so worried about the heat not getting the scrimmage in, which is the important thing. We're going to see how far we can go here and then call it a day.
Coach, a couple of real quick questions for you. We saw you at the Glen OTA before the previous dead week.
Yeah.
Talk about the Bucks. I mean, what are you looking to get out of this, maybe just for yourself and your team?
I feel like we're playing hard. I got a good group. They're fun to coach. We're a little raw. We got some reps, just some polish.
And just, about a month away, I guess, from the season starting for everybody. Inside that for scrimmages, elaborate on that. What do y'all need to shore up here in the last 3 or 4 weeks of the preseason?
Mainly just getting better at what we do and finding some depth. We're doing a lot of things. We need to get better at it. We're not doing anything great right now. We got to do that.
All right, Coach. Well, keep up the good work, and
Thanks,
we'll
man.
see you down the road.
Yes,
It makes sense Prime South Bank would have a great mobile app. Nobody is as mobile as our customers. For a century, they've chased dreams, followed their hearts, took the road less taken, made a new path, taken leaps of faith. At Prime South, offering the latest digital banking, secure pay apps, and new online lending is part of a mobile tradition that goes way back. Life is mobile. So is Prime South. Find your Prime. Member FDIC.
Welcome, sports fans. We're here at the McIntosh County Academy OTA. We're talking with New Hampstead Phoenix head coach, Coach Kyle Hockman. Coach, appreciate your time today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, Coach, they're about 3 weeks away from kickoff for the regular season. You guys are at OTA. Talk a little bit about how you and your staff are using this camp today to kind of get ready for the season.
Yeah, Coach Warren does a great job, and we really appreciate him having this and organizing, putting it together. Obviously, this is our, in these situations, it's really the first time since spring that you get the shoulder pads on. So obviously the physicality of everything is what we're using this for. Yeah, we have this different pass plays and these screens and all that, but this is more about being physical and fitting up and learning how to wrap and run your feet on offense. We're not going to the ground at all, but this is more about the physicality, playing base offense, base defense, and see who's physical, trying to identify a couple young players that have showed promise in shorts. How do they show with shoulder pads on and sticking their face in there and things along those lines?
Well, 3 weeks out, I mean, are you set, or are people still battling for positions, or where are you as far as what you're?
We're probably 90% set. There's still a couple battles in the secondary. We got 2 battles going on with some young players that are doing really well. We'll see how they, again, this kind of situation, do they put their face in there? And then running back, we're battling a couple. 3 guys battling for that. So, but we're mostly set and just trying to get experience for the young guys and all that kind of stuff.
Well, you got to replace senior Paul Seeley from last year. Very talented quarterback you guys have. Talk a little bit about who's going to be running the show there under center.
Yeah, Paulie really set us up for success, and him being about the only returner last year really got our O-line, young O-line, and was making a lot of calls and did everything. So now we got a lot of experience in every position. But our young quarterback, Rashawn Truel, is a really talented young man, going to be a junior, a 4.0 student, really poised and got a cannon for an arm. So he's got the benefit of having almost everybody returning around him except for the tailback. So we should be really good up front, good at receiver, and playing a really good competition. It's going to be great for him. But again, he should be following in those same footsteps, same kind of numbers, and similar type of kid as far as leadership, and just love him to death. Excited to see what he does.
Well, let's flip over to the defensive side of the ball. Talk about some of the guys you're going to be counting on that side of the ball.
Yeah,
this year.
Isaiah Scott, defensive end, probably the best player on our team defensively, and had a great junior year, and got a lot of FCS type looks, and we'll see where that goes. Kyron Anderson, nose guard, 3 technique, UAB commit, and really good player. Excited for him. And then we have Jordan Sonneban is getting a lot of attention, outside linebacker, running and hitting. We'll play him all over the field. Really excited for those seniors. And then middle linebacker Cameron Blake Mazes led us in tackles last year as a sophomore, and he's been all over the field and had a great winter. So excited to really see them run and hit, and going to, again, still battling out a couple of positions in the secondary, but again, just building depth, and I think we'll run to the ball well and take our shot.
Well, days like today, Coach, get you ready for that tough region that you guys are in. But talk a little bit about that region. State champion in that region. Never a day off really in that region.
Three of the top 5 teams in the state last year, 4A really, in Burke and Wayne up there too. And we took Wayne to overtime, and they had to kick a field goal to tie us, and then lost in overtime. And then Burke, we played really close, and I think we'll be better. It's a dog fight. Obviously, Islands does a great job. Coach Prentiff does a really good job, and then Coach Zito at Southeast Bullock, and they're changing stuff up, doing stuff, trying to win, and they got a good program. They're working hard at the program aspect of it, and that's what we're trying to build, where we're consistent. 3 years in a row in the playoffs. Now got to win playoffs. That's what our goals are.
Well, Coach, you guys go get better. We'll catch up with you later on in the season. Best of luck to you.
Again, we really appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Play it loud and rev it up. Robbie Robertson's got trucks built for tough.
Make your way to Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross, where the deals are bigger than ever. Looking for a stylish midsize car, a spacious SUV, or a truck that performs at work and play? Robbie Robertson wants your vehicle and is paying top dollar. Now is the time to buy. Fords are cheaper in the swamp.
Coach, thanks for being with us today. Just talk about this OTA here at McIntosh and kind of what the Statesboro Blue Devils are looking to get out of it.
Yeah, we're very thankful to Coach Warren and McIntosh for hosting this. They got a great facility here, and so far it's been a very well-run camp and organized, and so glad to be here. We're just hoping to get a physical day. You get these limited opportunities in the summer to put pads on and go against other people. Summer can get kind of monotonous without pads on and going against yourselves day after day, and so really great opportunity to come out here, see how physical we can be, see our guys execute, and find out, maybe some surprises, some guys that can contribute for us in the fall before we actually get to the fall.
Now talk about the whole transition from being the coach, getting named the coach till now. Has it been pretty smooth? Maybe a few bumps and bruises here and there?
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind, obviously. Anytime you get a new job, lots you got to get done on and off the field, but it's been really good. Our players have transitioned really well. They've bought into what we're trying to do. Been fortunate to hire some really, really good assistant coaches, and they've done a great job bringing energy and effort and enthusiasm every day to practice, and so thankful for those guys. But yeah, overall it's been a really good transition and really excited to get started this fall.
And Coach, time kind of goes fast. I mean, probably just felt like you got the job yesterday maybe, but you're about a month away from starting the season against Glenn Academy. Talk about where you are in terms of installation, the kids knowing the playbook, and getting down to the nitty-gritty.
Yeah, well, me and my defense coordinator were talking. We're pretty much done with our install that we're going to do. Now, obviously, you'll have some different tweaks and things along the way, but we feel we're in a good spot installation-wise. Now, obviously in the future years we'll be able to get more in depth, but we feel pretty good where we're at install-wise. We're going to use this week with the team camp today, and then next couple of days to watch some film, and then when we get to acclimation, start going over more situational football. So we feel good about where we're at. Now we got a long ways to go from an execution standpoint, but that's what the scrimmage is for, and that's what non-region games are for, is to get us primed and ready to go for a region schedule.
And just talk about maybe the excitement surrounding Statesboro football. I mean, Statesboro should be good. Georgia Southern, of course, right there at you. Just talk about the football excitement around Statesboro right now.
Well, I think people are excited. There's new blood. Like I said, I hired a lot of new coaches. We got almost an entirely new staff, bringing some new ideas, some fresh new things around Statesboro. And so I think people are excited. People want Statesboro football to be good. Obviously, we want to be good, but people want Statesboro football to be good. Statesboro is a better place when Statesboro High School is rolling. And so there's a lot of excitement, good community support, so we're excited to get going.
And, of course, Coach, last question for you. I know you're a team guy. I know you're probably proud of a lot of your kids, but pretty much everybody around the 912 knows the name Cam McHale. How impressed have you been with him?
I've been more impressed with him off the field than I have on the field. Everybody knows how good he is on the field, but what a lot of people don't know is how good of a kid he is off the field, how mature he is, how intelligent he is. So I'm super proud of I never have to worry about where Cam's at, what Cam's doing. There's some great players. Sometimes you have to worry about some off the field stuff, and so I'm as proud of him off the field as I am on the field.
All right, good stuff, Coach. Well, keep up the good work, and we'll see you here pretty soon.
Thank you, guys.
Gibson Animal Clinic is ready to help with your animals. From cats to dogs to horses, we treat them all. Call on us for grooming, bathing, boarding, and more serious things like surgery, dentistry, spay, neuter, immunizations, heartworm prevention, flea control, complete lab testing, radiology, preventive health care. Call us at 285-7678. Open Saturdays for your convenience. Gibson Animal Clinic. Practical solutions with reasonable fees. Russell J. Gibson, DVM.
Gibson Animal Clinic, 108 Riverside Drive, Waycross.
Hablamos español en nuestra clínica.
This has been a presentation of 912 Sports.